Hello everybody, my name is Dylan and welcome to another video. More specifically, welcome to 2025. The pandemic started half a decade ago. Sit on that for a minute. I got myself a chai from Starbucks and I put it in this fancy cup. If you're watching this video right now, odds are you're on the internet currently. I know, it's a bold claim. If you saw my post in early November, you know that I'm in college currently. And in one of my classes, I had to write a paper detailing just how much I was on my phone in a span of 2 days. And oh boy, I'm online for almost 14 and a half hours a day. I'm usually awake for 18 hours a day. To my credit, about 8 of these hours are spent on Safari and being put towards my education. But regardless, when I learned that that number was so high, I think I was a little mortified. Correct me in the comments if my math is off, but if I keep that cycle up and somehow live to 75 years old, that'll be 45 years of my life spent online. Yuck. So after I processed all that, I decided maybe I would just come on here and just talk about the internet for a few minutes. Not to be informative, but just to air some of my grievances. Before I start though, I really do just want to take a second to thank the over 1,500 of you who subscribed to me in 2024. As I said in that post, I'm not positive how the frequency of my uploads is going to look over the next few years, but those numbers aren't something I'm taking lightly. Thank y'all again. Thank you for over 60,000 views on the channel, and I hope you stick around. All right, enough gutchy stuff now. I want to point your attention to the 5 apps that I use primarily while I'm on the internet. What the fuck is... And forgive me if you hear any extra sounds. Come on, you're already here. You make no ruckus. Come on. Because I have this cat who's making a lot of noise. Bear with me. The first account I ever got was Facebook. Growing up, our family computer was one of our only forms of internet access. And because my parents would hop on Facebook and read me and my siblings' memes or family updates, we all wanted accounts as well. Our parents' rule was we couldn't have accounts until we were 13, which, looking back, by the way, bad parenting move, guys. Crazy, I know, but maybe introducing your children to a less restrictive internet during the most impressionable times of our lives wasn't a fantastic idea. Even when I finally did get on there, I wasn't really active for a couple more years. I would just like the occasional post and whatnot. It wasn't until January of 2023 that I realized, hey, this place fucking sucks. All my feed was at this point was just insensitive, objectifying, or just plain cringy memes from my conservative relatives. And if it wasn't that, it was just attention bait. Like, can you imagine in real life if you were at the supermarket and someone just walked up to you and was like, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Hey, how can I help you? Don't you hate it when the people you've extended your loving arms to turn their backs on you? I am so clearly not appreciated in my own home. Like, who the fuck is this for? Gay people are bad. This realization was the final blow that I needed to not just delete the app, but scrape my entire account off of the site. And from the sounds of all of the AI stuff that Meta wants to introduce, it sounds like I'm really not missing that much either. Do you wish you could see more of those uncomfortable posts from your weird uncle that you always see on Facebook though? Well, look no further than Twitter, X, the everything app, where it feels like half of the user base is that weird uncle. I made an account on there with a link to my channel, just in case, and then Elon bought it. Since then, it feels like I can't scroll without seeing some of the most heinous takes I've ever seen on any platform. I see blatant homophobia, arrogance, and hate speech on there consistently. Also, I don't know what the hell a grok is, but I just don't care enough to look into it. 2 middle fingers for Twitter, 3 on a good day, I'm moving on. TikTok, buddy old pal, you little goofball. You doing good, buddy? Are you okay? At the time of my recording this, it still isn't banned, and I have very mixed feelings on the app. I feel like I've been overwhelmingly negative this entire video, so I'm gonna hit you with my personal list of pros first. So right off the gate, one of the biggest reasons I like TikTok is because of how easy it feels like starting content creation is on there. This one's less cool than the glass I was using, it's just a bottle of water. Like, people can create literally anything they want to on there, and because of the quick-paced nature of the site, more people are likely to see it. Now, obviously, this isn't always a good thing, but like, the people who put so much TLC into the content that they're making, it's inspiring, and I love that. Next, I feel like TikTok does a really good job of catering to my likes specifically, where I feel like other apps kind of fall short on it sometimes. Like, sure, when I first got on, it was rough, and like, even now, I still get a video here and there, and I'm like, yo, what the hell was that? But now I get sketch comedy, funny gags, and this absolute menace to society. Oh my god. So I have one more pro, and that is the filtration system that TikTok has in place for current events. I feel like the information that I see on there is just more reliable than what I would see on Twitter or any of Meta's apps. And now that we've had a positivity break, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, let me tell you some of my cons. Much like every other form of social media, TikTok does collect your data, whether you're using the app or whether you're not. And a little side note, I just want to make sure that it's clear, I am not singling TikTok. What are you doing? What is this? She's hiding behind my green screen at this point, so because she knows I can't get back there easily. Because I'm big. And I want to make a clear note that I am not singling TikTok out just because it is the Chinese app. I made sure to add like every other form of social media because literally they all do this. All those cookies that you say yes to when you're visiting other websites can link back to TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, even Google, especially Google. All of these apps and browsers want your information, and they're gonna do whatever they can to get their grubby hands on it. One side note while we're on the topic, I've noticed that when I download a new app or hop on a website where I used to see the option to say no to cookies, I almost always see anymore ask website not to track. And as an internet user, I don't like that I have to ask them not to run a CIA level scan of all of my personal details. I want to be clear that I am not an expert, so maybe I'm wrong in thinking that the reason for the change is so there won't be any legal troubles because we didn't technically say no to the cookies. But if I'm right, that is some goofy ass shit, my guy. Like, goddamn. Personally, I don't fuck with AI generated content. I'm not gonna go too into depth. I feel like there's already plenty of videos out there on the topic, but I feel like TikTok really became the starting platform for all these lazy AI content creators, especially the ones you see on YouTube Shorts and shit. You know what I'm talking about, the ones that will recap a stolen movie clip with an AI generated voiceover, or what I keep seeing is a fake AI generated story with an AI generated voiceover and occasionally AI generated graphics to go right alongside with it. Don't get me wrong, artificial intelligence can be a game-changing tool, I'm sure. But in my opinion, the moment that the AI becomes the content you're making, it's no longer your work. You've wound up the toy, sure, but it is still the one doing the walking. Also, at the risk of sounding like everyone over the age of 35, what is TikTok doing to our attention spans? First, every other social media saw TikTok's success and tried to imitate it, but now it's like I sit down to watch a YouTube video, or I'm playing a video game and there's a loading screen, or even when I'm just with my family and there's a moment of silence, all I get is this overwhelming urge to hop on my phone and scroll. This can't be healthy. In the same class I was talking about earlier, we went over this topic too, and my professor asked us a haunting question. When was the last time that you daydreamed? And I felt disgusted in the realization that as long as I've had the ability to scroll, I have not daydreamed in probably years. That's yucky. I'm not here for it, and I'm getting a little heated, so we're moving on to Instagram. Instagram is actually okay. I like Instagram. I like seeing what everyone's up to, and it's probably one of the most prevalent ways I keep contact with my long distance friends. Don't get me wrong, it isn't all good, for sure. I hate the AI features, and I just don't care for Meta as a company. With that said, I do feel like this will become the new scrolling app once TikTok is gone. I know personally, I spend way too much time on there. The final pillar is YouTube, and let's be so real. I think people have had a love-hate relationship with this website for years. Between the way YouTube has been run in the past and the addition of shorts, there have been some pretty persistent issues along the site's life cycle. Now, I really do love YouTube, but I blame TikTok and the Mr. Beastification of videos as to why content has evolved the way it has. And this is far from a new topic, but it feels like everyone's editing, mine included, is just so quick-paced, and everyone's trying to do the trendiest topics. It all feels very soulless anymore. Those first few seconds of the video really makes or breaks the viewership. And even then, it's hard to keep people engaged throughout it. Okay, I'm just complaining at this point, so I apologize for that. But I know for me personally, when I throw content on, only half of the time am I engaged. The other half of the time, it's usually on in the background and I'm scrolling, and that just, it sucks because people are putting in effort and I'm not paying attention. So with everything said, 2025 is finally here. Or maybe we're in a little bit. With the way I've written the script, I have a feeling it's gonna take a while to edit, but you get my point. Regardless, I was debating on making a New Year's resolution video before I landed on this idea. And even though I switched gears, I do still wanna make one big goal. And that goal, y'all, is just to be on social media less. So there's no confusion, this will not affect my already slow, non-existent upload schedule. But the apps that I talked about today, as I speak right now, already have limits on them. A few I didn't mention also have limits. And don't get me wrong, I do have some other goals as well. My biggest one is just to touch more grass. Unfortunately, my dad was right. It is just those damn phones. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Like edit me like on the TED Talk stage, and everyone's applauding, and they love me. Oh, they love me. They really thank you so much. They love me. It's beautiful. It's gonna look stupid in post.